Welcome to Flash Tutorial Request 29 Global Destinations. If you have any questions or comments, you can contact me at flashthingy@hotmail.com. I'm starting a new FLA, keeping ActionScript 3, making the width of my stage 700, and making the height 450. And what we'll be doing is we'll be having an airplane go around from one city to the next, from one country to the next. Start out this layer 1, call this map, M-A-P, and you must be able to use the drawing tools to do this tutorial. Selecting this frame 1 of my map, putting my stage down to 50% so I can see it all. And here I'm going to paste a crude map of the world. Pretty crude, but that's all we need. Lock that layer, insert a layer, pull that layer down the bottom, call this the water. And pick up a rectangle tool. You can have a stroke on this of black and pick up some color for water. I'm going with this blue here and make a rectangle. Doesn't matter what size it is. Pick up selection tool, highlight it, open the properties panel, make sure the chain is unlocked, make the width 700, make the height 450. Click off to the side, highlight it all again, open the alignment panel. If your alignment panel is not here, it'll be under window here, alignment, click on it. Make sure this check mark here align the stage, and click here for horizontal center and here for vertical center, and we now have our water background. Lock that layer. Make sure the layers are locked. Select the top layer, insert a layer, call it City, C-I-T-Y. Select frame 1, come down here, and all I did was made a circle. I'm going to show you. There it is. It's just a circle, and that's roughly where I think Montreal would be. You can right-click, copy this, and then paste it in place. Like right-click, copy, right-click, paste in place, and drag it over here to roughly where Paris might be. You still have it copied. Right-click, paste in place, click on it, drag it down here. This is going to be Cairo. And right click, paste in place, putting one down here, and this is Perth down in Australia. Make sure all the layers are locked. Select the top layer, insert a layer, call it C as in city, names, N-A-M-E. Come down here, select frame 1, pick up your text tool, and put in the names of these cities. Okay, I'll just do a close-up of one, show you what I have in mind. There's Cairo. And for that text box, I'm using static text, and I have clicked Embedded, and make sure upper, lower, numbers, and punctuations are selected. OK. And I have 12 points and black color, and my font is Times New Roman. Now you can pick whatever you want for that. I'm just going to straighten this Cairo one up a little bit. Okay. Go back to 50%, I'm going to lock the layers. I'm going to select this city layer again. I'm going to highlight Montreal, for example. Right click, copy that. All it is a drawing. Lock that layer, select the top layer, insert a layer. Call it C as in cities, BTN as in button. City button. Select frame 1 of that layer. Right click, paste in place. And let's make this a little bit bigger. I want this to be red inside. So select that inside. See just the inside. Select it and make it red. Highlight that. Right click the whole thing, copy. Right click, paste in place. And put it over here on Paris. Right click, paste in place. Drag it down to Cairo. Make sure you have both the fill and the stroke. And right click, paste in place. And drag it down to Perth. Go back to the Montreal one. Highlight it. Modify, convert it to a symbol. Make sure button is selected. And call it Montreal. M-O-N-T-R-E-A-L _ BTN. Copy that. And paste it in here. Montreal button. Paste it in here for a instance name. Going to select Cairo. Modify, convert to a symbol. Button is selected. CARIO _ BTN. Right click, copy it, and paste that in for an instance name. Do the same for Perth and Paris, and I'll be back. Make sure all my layers are locked. Select the top layer, insert a layer, call it FRM as in frame, NAM as in frame name. Select frame 1, open the properties panel. It says here frame, name, Montreal, M-O-N-T-R-E-A-L. Click enter, and there's a little flag should be in here. See that little flag? Go up to frame 10, insert keyframe. Call this one, see I still got the frame selected. Call this one here Paris, P-A-R-I-S. Enter, and a little flag comes in there. Go up to 20, insert keyframe. Call this one Cairo, C-A-R-I-O. Enter. And we have to move up here to frame 30. Insert keyframe. Call this one Perth, P-E-R-T-H. Enter. Close that off. And go up to 40 and insert keyframe. So now we have all these little sections that we're going to do something with. Lock all the layers. Make sure that top layer is still selected. Insert a layer. Call this one temp, T-E-M-P as in temporary. Select frame 1. And let's leave the stage around 100%. And I want you to draw an airplane. Now, there's my airplane. Okay, just a little airplane. What's important about it is its dimensions, and for the stage size that I have, my airplane is roughly 30 wide and 13.35 high. So make something about that size. While it's highlighted, go up to modify, convert that to a symbol. Make sure movie clip is selected. Call it plane, P-L-A-N-E _ MC. We don't need to copy it because we're not going to write code on this. So now if I look in this, I now have this in my library. So I can delete this off the stage. Open the library up. Go down here. See this thing says new symbol. You may not be able to read that, but it says new symbol. Click on that. And it's a movie clip. And this movie clip is going to be called M-O-N-T-R-E-A-L, Montreal, capital T-O, to Paris, P-A-R-I-S. underscore MC. I'm giving them these names to keep track. So it's called Montreal to Paris, capital M, capital T, and capital P. That's the format we'll follow. Okay, so now I'm in that movie clip, see? Grab that plain movie clip we made, drag it onto the scene, open the alignment panel. While it's checked here, a checkbox, align it to the center of my stage. Label this layer plane, P-L-A-N-E. Go back to scene 1. Call this, oh, let's not worry about this. Just drag this layer down here, this temp layer under these layers here. Call this Paris, P-A-R-I-S. Select frame 1. Open the library panel, and this Montreal to Paris movie clip, click on it and drag it so that little airplane is sitting right on top of the Montreal button. There it is. And I'm doing this because I want to be able to see where to put it when I go inside the movie clip. Now I'm going to double click on this and see, I can see the map behind it. So this airplane is going to go to Paris. Now I'm going to do it a few different ways. These movements that are called tweens, I'm going to do a few different ways, and you can pick whichever one you want to use. And I'm going to make that, I'm operating around 24 frames a second, so I want that to take a couple seconds at least. So I'm going to go up to about 65 frames and insert a keyframe. Then I'm going to take that airplane and slide it up to Paris. Up to Paris. Right click in here and create a classic tween. So that means now that my plane's going to fly directly to Paris. Now I say I'm going to do them more than one way. That's the way I'm going to do this one first. Click here, get that fuzzy square and drag it one so I have a blank frame right here. So if I went back to scene 1, I wouldn't see this airplane on that frame. Lock that layer, insert a layer, select frame 1, open the action panel, and stop. S-T-O-P, open close bracket, semicolon. Let's go back to scene 1 for a minute. And we can't see that airplane because there's nothing on frame 1, but that little dot tells me the airplane is there. If I click on that, that's that Montreal to Paris movie clip. So let's give that a name. M-O-N-T-R-E-A-L, capital T-O, capital P-A-R-I-S, underscore M-C. And that's right there. Now let's write the action script for that one airplane. Make sure all the layers are locked. Select the top layer, insert a layer. And your number won't be 10 because I've been working on this. My numbers are going to be different here until I change them. This is going to be action script. Select frame 1, open the actions panel, and type. I'll go through this one with you. It's stop, S-T-O-P, open close bracket, semicolon. That turns blue to stop. Paris underscore button. That's that button for the Paris site. Period. Add event listener. Small a, capital E, capital L. That will turn blue if you type it in correctly. You open bracket, mouse event, capital M, capital E, period, and click is all capital letters, C-L-I-C-K. That turns blue. Comma, and I'm calling this function Montreal to Paris. Close bracket, semicolon. Here's the function, F-U-N-C-T-I-O-N, turns purple. Copy this Montreal to Paris, paste it in here. You open bracket, event, small e, that turns blue. Colon, mouse event, you can copy this mouse event and paste it in, that turns blue. Close bracket, colon void, void turns the same color as function. There's the open curly bracket for this function, and as you start typing this curly bracket, the closed one will come in. If not, put it in. And we're going to do a trace, T-R-A-C-E, that turns blue. Open bracket, and in quotation, quotation, Montreal to Paris, close quotation, close bracket, semicolon, And we're going to trace that just to make sure that that's happening. That's like a test for us. At the same time, Montreal to Paris _ MC. That's that movie clip we made with the airplane in it. Period. Go to and play. Small g, small t, capital A, capital P. That all turns blue. This appears green, by the way. Open bracket 2, close bracket, semicolon. So right now this Montreal to Paris movie clip is sitting on an open frame. There's nothing in it. When we press this Paris button, it'll jump into this frame 2 and the airplane will move across the stage. If we have no faults, control, test movie test. If I click on Cairo, nothing happens. But if I press on Paris, the plane shoots across the stage. Now, if this is that trace we did, if this came up and the plane didn't move, well, we know the problem is not with the button because the button made this come up. The problem would be in that movie clip of that plane. I think that's enough for this tutorial. I don't want them to get too long. Naturally, there's going to be a follow-up. It'll be Flash Tutorial Request 30 Global Destination Part 2. If you plan on doing that Part 2, make sure you save this FLA. Hope you learned something from this tutorial, and I hope you use what you learned.